Hi, I'm Renelle Golden, and you're listening to the Movie Making Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Atlas VPN. Hello, everybody. Today I am here with Eddie Deezen. He is known for, everything Polar Express, Grease, and a whole bunch of amazing voices and lots of animation. How are you doing today, Eddie?
I'm great, Renelle. How are you?
I'm good. It's so exciting to talk to you, and in honor of you, I did watch the Polar Express this morning with Know It All. Oh my gosh, great. So cute. I had not seen that movie since my kids were little, and I hear you're getting ready to celebrate that.
Polar Express?
Yes. 20 years or?
20 years next year. It's next November's the 20th anniversary.
Oh, next November. Wow.
Yeah, they are screening it. I'm going to be doing a show in Houston on Saturday, and coincidentally, it's being screened at a theater out here on that exact day. Steve and I would have went to see it, but we can't because I'll be in Houston. Yeah, but it's on the big screen for a day. Yeah.
Very exciting. So, well, let's start at the beginning and we'll go as smoothly as we can be here. But how did you know that this was the career you wanted?
Well, I think, let me see where it started. I think, I just was, my first role was, I was 6 years old, about 6. I played the first Hanukkah candle in my play at Beth Jacobs Synagogue in Cumberland, Maryland. And I was hooked from there. I wanted to be an actor from there. I loved the stage. I remember getting real excited and happy. I got to go out and be the first candle. There were 8 of us kids, being the 8 candles on the menorah. And I was the first candle, and that was my first role, and I was hooked.
Oh, wow. In Grease, you sang, didn't you?
One song I'm there. It's We Go Together. It's the only one I sing on.
Everybody sang that.
I was the worst singer in the whole cast, and not to mention the worst dancer. I was like the Lucille Ball. They would all dance, We had Baryshnikov visited the set one day, and we danced for him. Everybody else danced, but I'm like Lucille Ball, with the chorus girls. I'm like the klutz. I'm like the uncoordinated one.
Oh my God, I love it. That's funny, but good memory anyway, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So once you started getting roles like Grease, how did you go about launching your career? Because things are very different now than they were then.
Well, we didn't have this kind of media. Yeah, you just kind of did them. Now, in those days, you would do a movie. Grease, of course, was a big hit, biggest musical of all time. So I lucked out. I won the lottery getting Grease. But I did bad B movies. My next one was called Laser Blast, which bombed. In those days, a movie would just bomb and it was gone. Nowadays, they go to video, DVD. You watch them on TV. You stream them. Every movie's alive now.
They live on.
But in those days, yeah. You just, do a movie and it died. It was just a bad movie. I did Assault of the Killer Bimbo, some movies you've never heard of, and they just died and faded away. Now I'm sure you can see them on YouTube or screen them, but that's how it was in those days.
Wow. That's very cool. Do you have a favorite role that you ever did?
My two favorite. My first was Grease. That was my very first film, and I love John Travolta. He's probably my favorite star. But it's a tie with my last movie. My last major film I did was Polar Express, and Tom Hanks is my very favorite movie star. Robert Zemeckis is my very favorite director. I love. So those would be my two favorites. They're kind of the bookends of my movie career, and they're my two favorites.
Wow.
They're the two I'm most known for.
At any point in your career, did you ever think maybe I want to be a director or a writer? Have you always enjoyed the acting the most?
I like acting, but I throw in lines. I will ad-lib lines. I did a movie called I Want to Hold Your Hand, and Steven Spielberg was the producer, and that was the first film he ever produced. Bob Zemeckis was the first film he ever directed. Later remembered me. He's the guy that wrote me into Polar Express. But anyway, to answer your question, I ad-libbed lines in that. I wrote lines for I Want to Hold Your Hand. They let me do shtick. They were very open. And then I did 1941 with Steven Spielberg, and he let me ad-lib a lot of lines. A lot of
that's awesome.
Today's anniversary, by the way. That's an anniversary today. 1941 premiered. It was 44 years ago today, 1979, December 14th, and today's our anniversary. And I got to ad-lib a lot of lines in that. Yeah,
very cool. Happy anniversary, right?
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Wow. How, when you're doing animated voices, because you've done quite a bit of those, how do you come up with the voice? Because they're similar, they're different. Do you do anything special or?
Well, kind of me. I'm kind of, to be honest, I'm kind of a one-trick pony. I kind of always do the same voice. There are some guys in voiceovers, Dan Castellaneta and Nancy Cartwright, these brilliant geniuses. They can do, 100 different voices. I pretty much always do my same voice. I'm a one-trick pony, and I have my own little niche, and people know, I play the nerdy guy, so I always
they have
kind
to
of do
love
the same
it.
voice.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I can get mad. I can be mean, like Mandark and Dexter's Laboratory. I'm kind of a mean guy, but it's still my voice. I'll get you, Dexter, and I'm like a mad scientist. But usually I play a nice guy.
I think that's the character that my friend loves.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was that one. He something off of Dexter. Was it?
Dexter's Laboratory, right?
Yes, something off that.
Yeah.
He was going crazy. So when you are recording, I'm just being nosy and learning the process, but when you're recording animated voices, are you reading off someone or do you just go in, there's the microphone?
No, animation. I always had a hard time, Renell. Not in my early days. My early days, my mind was pretty quick, but it's got slower. I had a lot of trouble the last 2 years. I was on a lot of, the meds put me on a lot of drugs. The doctor put me on a lot of drugs and it hurt my memory, I think, a little. I'm not as good as I used to be. But even before that, even as old as Polar Express, I used cue cards. I could not remember lines, and Bob had cue cards written up for me, and I read off cue cards. But my early days,
do.
Yeah, and anyway, voiceovers, you get to just read lines. Voiceovers is easy. You just sit at a stand and you read your lines off a paper. It's a piece of cake. Whereas in a movie or a TV show, you have to memorize your lines.
Yeah. So there's nobody in there kind of helping you with the emotion. You're actually reading as if somebody's there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because it's always so fascinating.
Sometimes you are with the cast. Dexter's Laboratory, we record with the whole cast. Nowadays, it's so easy to record. You know, people record at home all the time. Everybody has a home studio and you just record at home. But sometimes you're with the cast. Like when I did all the Cartoon Network shows, Johnny Bravo and Powerpuff Girls, you record with the cast.
I love that.
Yeah.
You might not be able to tell, but I am a gamer and I watch a lot of cartoons, or I did. Not as much as anymore. I still game though. Don't tell anyone. Yeah. But I love playing games. So that's so cool. So is there any type of dream role or anything that you've ever wished you could do?
Well, I had Polar Express was a dream. This is true. It was on my bucket list. I love Christmas. I'm Jewish, but I'm a Christmas nut. This is my favorite time of the year. Christmas is my favorite day of the year. And I always want to do a Christmas film right now. It was always my dream. So then Bob Zemeckis, I got to work with my favorite director of all time, my favorite actor of all time, Tom Hanks, and I got to do a Christmas movie. So that was a fulfillment of a dream. My dream now is just I'd like to get back into movies, not necessarily a role. You know, I want to do, you know, the you know what I mean? I want to do the Pee Wee Herman story or whatever. Not necessarily that, but I'd love to get back to a role. Steve is a great manager. So, you know, maybe we'll luck into something. Now I'm 66. I'm not as young as I used to be, but maybe, you know, get into a role. We had a strike last year, and then I was in the hospital the last 2 years with my heart trouble, you know, so I'm back in good health now, and the strike is over. So hopefully Steve will get me something this year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I'll wish for that for you. Or, hey, maybe I'll get one of mine funded and add you in. I have 2 Christmas films, and one is the Mary. He's all about Christmas, like excess, and he's the neighbor to like a grumpy old guy who's going to reunite with his kids, and he wants to bring the Christmas spirit to him and stuff. And I was telling Steve, I'm like, oh my God, I have a role for him. But of course, I'm an indie filmmaker. It's not an easy process.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you got to get financing, huh?
Yes, always. Yeah. But you know, you never know. Never say never. And we have a great cast attached on that. So. But wow, that's very cool. So have you done a lot of the Comic Cons? Is that something that you go around and do?
I've been
do you
doing
like those?
Probably about 40. Yeah, about 40 years I've been doing them. I'm doing a signing show in Houston on Sunday, but I've done at least 100 of them, I think, over the years. I started about 1982. I started doing them, and I fell in love with them. It's my favorite thing in the world. I love doing the shows. I love meeting the wonderful, nice people. You know, it's a joy. Yeah, I love signing. It's my favorite hobby.
Have you ever had any like funny? Have you had any like funny experiences from these that, you know, kind of stayed with you, met peculiar people or actually other famous
I'm sure I have.
people?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Let me think. I can't think of one. I'll see if I can. I'll come back. I mean, I've had funny experiences. I'm trying to think, not at a Comic-Con necessarily, but, you know, just regular stuff, with fans and, you know, doing cameo videos. I've had weird experiences, but I'll try to think of one. I'll try to answer your question better.
If you think of one later, just email me and tell me. It'll be really funny. I'll be like, oh, that's so cool. That always fascinates me, what people go through when they're out there. And sometimes they have some really amazing experiences. They meet people that kind of blow their mind. Either it's a fan or someone that's had a life experience that they're sharing with them, where maybe the work you did made a difference or something. Oh,
yeah. You hear this beautiful story. That's routine. You hear the beautiful stories. No,
it is?
Steve and I did a cameo today. You know, we did a cameo video today. We do these cameos. People order in and you can say, happy birthday, congratulations on your wedding, happy birthday.
How cool.
But a guy said, you know, I saw War Games and it made me be a computer programmer. He goes, 25 years ago, I became a computer programmer because I saw War Games. And you hear this stuff all the time, you know. This stuff does influence people, you know.
Oh, wow. I went and watched your scene from War Games, and it was about computers.
Yeah, Mr.
I think, is that in 1980s or something?
1983, where computers were as big as your room in those days. That was the early computers.
Yeah. It was interesting listening to the dialogue then versus what they would say now. And,
Yeah.
That dialogue I understand. When they talk about it now, it's sort of like, the what? Where? I don't get it.
I'm not way too. I play a computer. I played that movie. I was the first computer nerd. Right now, I invented the character, the computer nerd, in that movie. The joke is, I can barely turn on a computer. I love playing on Facebook. I'm a Facebook nut, but I can barely turn on a computer. I know nothing about them.
I love it. That's so funny.
I'm a computer idiot.
Well, that's what you're friends for, right? You know.
Yeah. Steven Denise fix it for me when I need help.
I always kid with my kids that they're my Google, because they're always like, Mom, Google it. They're grown up now. They're like, just Google it. And I'm like, I have you. Please answer.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work, but hey, I try. So that's so cool. I'm trying to think what roles I want to ask you about. You have so many over the years. And I imagine they all have a certain kind of place in your heart for you, something good about them. But do you have any of your favorite, and you might have already answered this, but do you have any people that you've met and worked with that just stuck with you? You just loved working with them and they've like stuck around and made an impression on your life.
I can hit that a home run out of the park so easy. Tom Hanks was the nicest guy I ever met. Just a wonderful, lovely guy. We finished the movie, last day of shooting. He comes up, Eddie, I hear you're a Dodger fan. Yeah, I am. He goes, do you want to come to a Dodger game with me?
Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding? He takes me to 3 Dodger games. We bought my friends. Now I had a friend named Tommy the first game. He was one of my best friends. Tommy had a disease, Lou Gehrig's disease. His body was degenerating and he was hunched over. He was gnarled up, and he was getting worse to where he'd go, hi, and he could hardly talk. It first happened, he would talk and he would spit. He would spit, and we'd have dinner and he'd be spitting in my food. I go, Tommy, what are you doing? And then we found out he had Lou Gehrig's disease. So he knew he was going to die. He knew his fate was he was going to suffocate. But anyway, I brought him to the first game with Tom Hanks, and he could hardly walk or talk, but I brought him down there and I go, oh my God, did I make a dumb decision? Is this going to be a train wreck? So I brought Tommy and sat him down. Tom Hanks comes and sits there, and I turn my head, I'm going, oh my God, please let this be good. Don't let Tommy embarrass himself. So I look down. Tommy's talking to Tom Hanks. He's going, hell, and he's talking, and Tom Hanks is nodding and listening earnestly, just really, asking him questions, just really listening. Just see, he's just a prince of a guy, just a really, really cool guy.
That
really
is
nice
beautiful.
Guy. Yeah.
So he's the same persona that we kind of see in the public. He really is that nice
Absolutely.
person.
Same with John Travolta. Although I don't know if Tom has played a bad guy, Mike, but John Travolta is the same kind of a person, just the sweetest, nicest guy in the world, total mensch. But he's played a bad guy. He played a bad guy in Face.
Oh, a few. He's good at that.
He is the nicest guy in the world. They're both so nice.
Oh, wow.
John, when we did Grease, he would always make sure I was okay. He always called me buddy. And my first scene in Grease, you see me walk down the stairs, and the T-Birds mess with me. Every take, he'd go, you all right, buddy? Are you okay? They mess with me, and they go, Randall, our director, cut. Tom, are you all right? You okay, buddy? Da-da-da, next take, da-da-da, the T-Birds mess with me, cut. You okay, buddy? You need anything, buddy? He'd always make sure I was okay. Yeah, just an incredibly nice guy. Yeah.
Oh,
when I was sick, I was sick with my heart trouble a year or two ago. Tom arranged for me to be flown to Florida, and he had his doctor take care of me. That's how sweet of a guy he is. And he sent me a nice email. He sent me a nice email note. A really kind man.
That's a huge blessing. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's very good. And the best part is you are on the mend now. You are getting back to good health. And
I'm getting my vitals taken on Monday. They're doing my vitals again. So hopefully everything will be okay again.
Yes. We'll plan on that. Let's just claim it. It is, you're all good. Yes. Yeah. Because you've got more stuff to do, more movies to make, and
I want to live to 100 at least. Yeah, I want to live. I'm having a very, very happy life. This has been one of the happiest years of my life. 2020. Steve has made it that way, and Denise. They've taken good care of me. They've been wonderful to me, and just reconnecting on Facebook, seeing all my old friends again. I miss them. Yeah.
You only need that one person to kind of be there for you sometimes, and it just makes the world of difference.
Absolutely.
And, that's all we kind of need, like a little bit of kindness or something.
The best kind of gift to give a loved one is the gift of security. Atlas VPN is offering podcast listeners 86% off their 2-year VPN subscription. That's less than $2 a month to make sure your family's personal data is securely protected on all their devices. On top of that, you can get an additional 6 free months of service when you purchase in time for Christmas. Now you can utilize all that Atlas VPN has to offer, like their next-gen encryption, safe browse technology, and data breach monitoring. Keep your loved ones protected from cyber threats this holiday season. Go to get.atlasvpn.com/moviemakingpod. That's get.atlasvpn.com/moviemakingpod to get 86% off today.
I have loved talking to you. I do know that you have got to run out early in the morning. So if you're up for it, I would like to ask you 5 really goofy questions. They are designed for people to just sort of get to know you better.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull them up. And the first question is, let's see if I can memorize them. And they really are silly. So here we go.
Sure.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yeah.
Bacon. I'm Jewish, but I love bacon. I like it extra crispy, dry the grease. I love bacon. I never get tired of it. Bacon, I'm a bacon nut. Cool. I like bacon on bread with mustard. I put crispy bacon on 2 pieces of bread with mustard. That's how Elvis used to eat it. Now, Elvis liked his burnt black. I like mine well done, but not burnt black. But I like it well done, crispy, dry, not wet.
Oh, that's so funny.
We had a waitress out here. We went in and I ordered from. I go, can I get 2 orders of bacon, please? I like it extra crispy, please dry. And she brings it back. It was perfect. It was impeccable. This bacon was so beautiful. It was like a naked woman. It was so gorgeous. I loved it. I almost wept when I ate it. It was so good.
You're like,
so the next day I come in, I give her a $10 tip. I go, you were so wonderful. Thanks for getting my bacon perfect. I was so happy. So I go in the next day with Steve and Denise. I go, bacon the same way, please dry the grease and very crispy. So this comes out soaking wet that day. It's like it's in a bath. I go, does that look well done to you? Does that look dry? She go, whoa, it's a different cook today. Or it's a different kind of bacon or something.
Yeah.
I had so much admiration for this girl. I thought she was a bacon genius, and then she let me down. Yeah.
Oh, it was such a happy story, and then it took a nosedive.
Yeah. I mean, I love my bacon. If you know how it is, when restaurants get exactly what you want or make it special, you give them a good tip, and you validate them. You're an excellent waitress. I like to leave them little notes. If they're good, I go, you're a superb waitress.
And you go back.
You give them a $20 tip. Yeah, and you go back, of course.
Going back.
But
she
let me down. She didn't duplicate they got to duplicate what you say. I want cherries Jubilee. Please, can I have 4 cherries or whatever? Whatever your order is. And you say, please, it's important. Can I get 4 cherries? And if they get your order right, you give them a big tip. That's how you pay them for doing that order for you. But if they screw up, you don't want to give them a tip.
You kind of want to leave and not pay the bill. Oh, no. Did I say that? No. Oh, that's funny. Okay, next question, though. This one's a little more serious. What is something that maybe inspires you or motivates you in life?
I would say, because I'm 66, probably death, the afterlife, makes me want to live every moment, wants me to survive. I know we're going to survive as spirits. I worry about next life. Will I have as good a life as this? I mean, I have the greatest life in the world right now. I couldn't be happier. I have everything I want. I've achieved so many of my dreams. I have a wonderful life, tons of friends. I'm financially okay. Very happy. Steve's my manager. I'm in good shape. But, you go next life and you have to start over again. So I worry about the future that way.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I'm pushing 60, so I get it.
Yeah. This life, I feel good, though. I want to live, like I say, I want to enjoy this life for 40 more years, I hope. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I hope we all do. I really do. So, all right. Next question. What's something that you have always dreamed of doing that you maybe haven't done yet that isn't related to movie making or entertainment?
I was married. I was married in the 80s. It was a brief 2-year marriage. It didn't go that well, but she was a good friend, Linda. I loved her. We had a lot of good times together. We saw Sammy Davis and Bill Cosby on our honeymoon in Las Vegas. We loved to go to restaurants together. She was just a really good friend, and we had a lot of good times. But that would be what I would do. I like to find the right woman and get married. I would be happy to.
That's probably nothing but trouble, though. I mean, you should get a cat or a dog or something. No,
that's another one. No, Renelle, you say, Steve and I just said we want to move out of here. Steve, me and Denise want to move out. It's too small. And one of my dreams is I want to get a dog. I'm a dog person. I'm not a cat person, dog. But I want to get a dog, and I want to name it Curly after my favorite comedian, Curly Howard of the Three Stooges. Yeah, I want to name it Curly. That's the only thing I have definite is what I'm going to name it.
So cute. Okay, well, when you do get one, I want a picture. That's very cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Number 4. All right. This is a fun one. What is your favorite song to sing at the top of your lungs when you're driving in the car?
Well, I can't drive. So that
when you're riding in the car? Alone in the bathroom.
I'm not a big singer-alonger. I love music more than anything. I'm a Beatles nut. My favorite song I would say would be A Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. I don't necessarily sing along with it. I love Hound Dog by Elvis. I love so many songs. Right now, Renelle, there's so many Christmas songs I love. I love Run, Rudolph, Run by Chuck Berry. I love Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me by Elvis. I love Marshmallow World by Darla.
My gosh, I got to play some of those.
I love that song.
Haven't heard those.
I don't like the Dean Martin version. I like her version. But I like, I love Christmas songs. I get high on Christmas songs. I love them. I love Beatles music. Yeah.
That's very cool. I need to embrace Christmas again. It's not my favorite holiday anymore, and it used to be. So I'm working on it. I'm not quite the Grinch, though. Almost.
What happened?
Life happened. You know, all those things that in the middle. Yeah. So it'll get there one day.
Yeah. I'm sure it will.
This one's really hard for anyone in the industry, but what is your favorite movie?
Oh, it is A Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. That's my favorite movie. I've seen it a million times.
Course.
I remember seeing it as a kid. We go to the theater in those days. This is 1964. I was 7 years old. We went to the theater, Rennell. It was screaming all the way through, 90-minute movie. The girl screamed. This is a little town, Cumberland, Maryland. You know, this isn't like New York or Chicago. You know,
right.
This is a little town, Cumberland, Maryland. And it was at the Strand Theater, and the girl screamed all the way through. And you look at the screen, the Beatles were moving their lips. You know, you couldn't hear anything.
Oh, wow.
But it was electrifying. And then I saw the movie. I never get tired of it. It's my favorite song. I love the opening sequence. It's the Beatles at their best. So that's definitely my favorite movie.
Oh my gosh, that's a great movie too. I've forgotten about that one, but that's from like my youth. How cool is that? Where are you from before we go?
Cumberland, Maryland. Cumberland and LaVale, Maryland, a suburb of it.
Okay.
It's Western Maryland.
You know what? I love that state. It's beautiful. So
yeah, Maryland's nice. Yeah, I loved it.
It's nice. Yeah. I have loved talking to you. It was so great to meet you, Eddie.
Well, 4 questions. Don't you owe me one? I thought it was 4 questions.
Oh, I thought I asked 5. Okay.
Okay. You said the song, the movie. What was the other ones? Yeah.
What's something you dreamed of doing?
Dreamed of doing.
Marriage and a dog.
Song, right.
Let's see. Something that inspires you.
Something that inspires me. Yeah. That was 4.
And food. Bacon.
You're right.
Don't forget the bacon.
Fair enough. You were right. I sit corrected.
Somewhere there. You know what? I'm lost all the time. So I can ask more. I can make them up. You want
okay.
Favorite thing to wear on your feet?
Socks and shoes as a rule, you know. I'm trying to think. I like hush puppies. I love comfortable shoes. I have these nice silky shots. Steve and I love to go shopping for clothes, and I have these socks that are real nice and silky, and they feel so good on your feet. My current shoes, here's a weird one, Rennell. I always wore 9.5 all my adult life. And then I went to the shoe store and I tried a 10, and I can actually wear a 10. It feels kind of more comfortable. So I'm actually a 10, and I've been 9.5 all my adult life. But I love nothing like a good, comfortable pair of shoes, you know. And you know what you hate, Rennell? It's like a belt. I don't know if you women have something like this. It's a man's belt. When you get the first scratch with your fingernail, you have a belt, you scratch it. It doesn't come out.
Right,
you scratch it. And this shoe, I like. It's not a hush puppy, but it's like a leather shoe. And when you scratch it with your fingernail, that scratch doesn't come out. I hate when that happens.
That's funny. We all have this thing that make us comfortable, and you know, as long as we're wearing clothes, it's good, right?
Yes. Sometimes when girls don't wear, let's not go there.
It's all good. So, Eddie, you have been an awesome guest. I thank you for coming on. I hope I can talk to you again when you have more time, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend and Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. You are a lovely lady. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, have a wonderful holiday season, and I hope you get that spark back that you had. I hope
someday
life and Christmas again. Yeah.
Thank you. Or I'll get a puppy. Who knows?
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, sure, Rennell.
Give Steve my love.
I sure will. Okay, bye, Rennell.
Bye, guys.
Movie Making with Rennell Golden is brought to you by Samira Entertainment, supporting indie films and the filmmakers who create them. Stop by their website to learn more, www.samiraentertainment.com. That's www.samiraentertainment.com. You've been listening to Movie Making with Rennell Golden. Be sure to come back for our next episode where we bring you the people who make movies you love. Got a topic about filmmaking you want to hear on our podcast? Send us an email at moviemakingpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.